following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Welcome to the show, SWBC Mortgage Living Room, Frisco, Texas. Shannon Gross, Jesse Holley, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels. Going to try to keep it in between the ditches today. How you guys feeling? You good?
Feeling good, man.
Good.
It's amazing being from Louisiana. You know, everybody else have their side roads. They call them side roads. They call them soft curves. But in Louisiana, hey, man, I'm running that ditch over there.
Oh, that's a ditch. It's a ditch. Ditches for sure. So,
They just get out of between them two ditches, and you'll find we Shannon them and say that they're 18 different houses.
What?
Hey, listen, right past the ditches, the trailer park. So you know I know my way around them ditches, baby. I know my way around them ditches. You hear me?
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go. There you go. Well,
Hey,
it's
we
a
was
weird.
talking about something earlier, man. It was a question that my man's supposed to ask us, and that wasn't supposed to be nice. So what is that question?
Oh.
I want to jump right into it because I'm curious. What is that question, Kurt?
Well, it's not that it's not nice. It's just I don't think I want to participate in this segment. This is Kurt's segment. He's leading out with fire. I'm sure Jesse will have an opinion. I don't know if Nate's going to jump in on this or not. All I know, fellas, is it's easy to answer things like this whenever COVID is going on and you're working in your living room, but when they open the doors back up and I have to go back in that building and get on that airplane and those buses with these coaches and players, it's a little bit different. So Kurt, you're not faced with that. So go ahead, Kurt. This is your segment. What would you like to pose?
You got me real excited about doing this now. It got me all worried and paranoid. Come on, man.
Oh, wow, Jesse. So I guess you'll take over the Kurt. Jesse
will definitely jump in on this. Jesse will definitely be in on this.
I guess the question I posed in our Kurt,
just read the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the first 7 words of that email. Just read it, just like you sent it.
The question was: has McCarthy been better than Garrett? And we know there's been questionable coaching calls already. We've been talking about that. He also came in promising a lot of new analytics and kind of boosting the offense with some new thoughts and practices. But the question is, has he really done it? And this is based off an article that Next Gen Stats ran, I think it was last week or so, maybe 2 weeks ago. But if you look at the stats, the Next Gen Stats, it kind of brings into question if he's really following up on his promises. There are some stats like early pass play percentage. There's a lot of criticism about where the Cowboys running too much. And McCarthy, Kellen Moore, they are passing more on the early downs, first, second downs or so. It's 54.8% last year under Garrett, 62.1% this year under McCarthy, and that's 6th in the league. Obviously, we know he's going for more on fourth downs. They have already tried more fourth down attempts in the history of the Cowboys. They've already set a team record, and they're just 11 games in. They've been successful 48% of the time, which was better than last year, but that still ranks only 26th in the league, so you have to kind of guess where that's working. What I found really interesting and fascinating and made me kind of bring up this question is that one of the criticisms that Garrett got was that the offense was too dull, that they weren't using play action enough, that they weren't shifting enough, the pre-snap shifts, moving the receivers down. But actually, if you look at what McCarthy's doing, the play action, they're actually using play action less than they did under Garrett last year. Last year, they used it 24.7% of the time. This year, they're using it 20.2% of the time, which ranks 24th in the league. And then if you look at the pre-snap shifts, moving the running backs around, the receivers around, last year they were using pre-snap shifts 60.1% of the time, which ranks 6th in the league. This year they're at 50.6% of the time, which is 13th in the league. And that 9.5% drop, that difference, is the 4th highest drop in the NFL. Which makes you wonder.
Wow.
Are we getting what we asked
Now,
for?
First of all,
before Nate jumps in, I misread the question. So that actually is not that bad of a question, because your email says, "Is McCarthy been better than Garrett?" I thought it said, "Is McCarthy better than Garrett?" And I was like,
of course you did, Louisiana education, man. Of course you did. Of course you did. The guy who went to school in Louisiana, I know you misread the email. I know that you have trouble with reading comprehension. It's all good.
Says, Kurt, which runs our publication, wrote, "Is McCarthy
didn't proofread that?
No, stop. Is McCarthy been better than Garrett?" That ain't on me.
You know what?
That ain't on me.
That is what sell newspapers, the way he presented that. The average guy would have bought that because of how he presented that. That's great editing.
It was bad proofreading.
That's great, man.
Bad spelling, good editing.
Had Shannon scared to death, like the world was coming to an end.
Oh, no.
But I will say this right here, man. In defense of Coach McCarthy, and it's something Jesse said, man. It's the mindset of the players and where they're at and what they're trying to do. A lot of things you're asking from our offense, they are capable of doing if they were 100%. Even the analytics of it, if they were 100%, but they're not.
That's one of the things they pointed out was that even when Dak was behind playing quarterback, the percentages were down from last year.
Yeah, and that's where I'm going. And the reason the Cowboys, and you can just mark this down, the reason the Cowboys will and always will be in this position, and they'll be in this position next year, because of one thing: they're not going to address the defense. The defense has something to do with this. And when our defense, when Zeke doesn't turn the ball over, and our defense get a turnover, our chances of going back and look up, our chances will go up greater of winning. Okay, before this year, we didn't have to worry about Zeke turning the ball over, but every other year we had to worry about our defense. So until you change something on your defensive end, all of these things, and with the offensive coordinator of Kellen Moore, this is lining up just like I thought it would. Mr. 16-0 man.
I'm surprised to hear you say that the defense has that big of an impact on what the offense is trying to run.
You look at Kansas City Chiefs as high powered as their offense is, and nobody's going to question Green Bay or Kansas City and their quarterbacks. But at different times in this year, their defense have not helped. And I'm not talking about Kansas City. I'm talking about Green Bay. And it hurts tremendously. And you've seen where they've gotten off to a slow start, but their defense have done just enough to keep it close enough so these guys can have a chance to win in the end. I'm not saying the defense has to be dominant. No, not in today's NFL. But a defense has to be able to hold on. When your owner comes on, the day after a game, when he first appears on, and he said, "Well, Coach, why did you feel you had to do the reverse, the way y'all did it so early, and the way it looked and in the past and all this?" He said, "Well, we felt we was going to get gashed. If your defense could just hold up, maybe Coach McCarthy won't think we're going to get gashed. Maybe they're going. And I'm." You know what? I'm going to be like a good Baptist preacher. Every chance I get to turn it back to defense, I'm going to turn it back to defense. I'm just being honest with you, man.
Yeah, but what about...
No defense, no fame.
What about the fact, we were talking last year that the offense needed to, have more movement. They were too boring. We wanted to see them like the Rams. And even McCarthy in some of his, before he got here, in some of his comments, raved about the Rams, 49ers, and what they're doing on offense.
But
we're not really seeing it.
But you didn't come in and run the offense. You came in and let Jason Garrett offense stay in place. So how can you expect to change something when you said Kellen Moore's doing a great job. He's doing an awesome job. I'll just tweak him a little bit and everything will be great. That's what he said. A week after he said that he's going to be calling plays. Then a week and a half later he said Kellen. So this is what you get, man. Along with the injuries.
Right.
I'm serious. Along with the injuries. We've had some, and I still think our offensive line has done a decent job being who is lining up playing for us.
So should he have come right in and said, we're doing my offense my way no matter what? Or because
he couldn't because
of the
COVID situation. But as the season went on, just like we saw as the defense evolved a little bit, I still got high hopes for the defense as far as where they have progressed since they got rid of the jelly donuts and stuff like that. And I'm still happy about that. But, brother,
jelly donuts.
like I said.
So here's how, and I was looking around and I finally found it. And here's how I look at those analytical stats.
You finally found it, Jay.
And here's why. And here's why. Because you're taking sample sizes.
Thank you.
You're taking an offense that was under the tutelage and instruction and play calling of Jason Garrett for the large majority of his time here. The last year or so, Kellen Moore was having it. All right, so all of that knowledge and information and players, everything that was based on any information that you give me from a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, up to 10 years ago, all that information is built upon the foundation of this is the formula in which Jason Garrett wanted to operate, the formula and players in which he wanted to operate with. We've said this a million times, and Kurt, Shannon, Chris, Nate, it's so profound. And I told you guys when the season began, look how the season is shaking out. I said this in the spring. I said those teams who have the most veterans and who've been around one another the longest with those type of head coaches will see the most success, because it is so difficult. It is so difficult. I'll say it again. It is so difficult to try to put together a team, a game plan, a roster via Zoom. I get it. It is the way that the world is now running. But that's not how coaching is done. And maybe we all have to evolve with coaching, but we're not to that point yet. Coaches in the National Football League, probably in all sports, but we're talking about football. Football is a hands-on type of thing. I can't just put it on a Zoom call or put it on a board. I need to go out and see what it looks like. I need to see, is that guy going to be able to do X, Y, and Z in this assignment in this call? And if he can or if he cannot, that's how I base upon how I'm going to build this roster. The Cowboys team and Mike McCarthy and his staff had zero opportunity. Remember, the very first time that Mike, Nolan, McCarthy, Kellen, name a coach, that they were able to physically put their hand to a player legally was when we got to training camp. Think about that. Now, here it is. I'm a brand new coach. I'm coming into a brand new situation. Whatever my beliefs are, whatever my ways about going, all the stuff that comes along with me, who I am as a coach, I am not physically able to implement that until 6, 7, 8 months after I'm hired. And the way that football works, it is a chronological order of how things are put in. I insert this, I look at this, we draft, we see rookies, we bring back veterans, we have them all together. So all these steps that these coaches normally are allowed to take in the way that they process players, in the way that they process offense, defense, special teams, all that was lost. So for a new coach to come in and want to implement his things, it is so difficult. Hence why you had to say, hey, we're going to rely on Kellen Moore so much, because everything that we have on this roster, he and they are familiar with each other more than they are with what I am as a coach, what I want to do as a coach. They're more familiar because we haven't had the necessary physical touch time to put in different things. And then you enter in the season. Yes, it is. You know why Sean McVay is able to do all this motion and moving and stuff? They've practiced it. You don't come into a season not being able to practice that stuff and think you're going to be able to do it efficiently, effectively on Sunday. That's why they're able to still do those things, because of the amount of practice that they have put in. That core has been together, that quarterback, those receivers, that running back, that offensive line, that OC, all these guys have been together for a while. So it's almost just, hey, let's just polish up on what we already know. Coming into this year, training camp, I got 4 weeks. I got 90 guys that I have to evaluate, that I have to cut, that I have to build a roster. Oh, by the way, I also have to put in some sort of game plan with 0 preseason games to do so. So you get into a season and all of a sudden you're kind of almost just trying to stay afloat and try and not drown. Oh, damn, 3.5 weeks in, I lose my starting quarterback. What do I do now? No one ever prepares for what happens when QB1 goes down. I forgot what coach said that, but it was talking about Peyton Manning and saying like, you know, when Peyton Manning, I think it might have been Howard Mudd. It was talking about like, hey, you know, Peyton Manning is so controlling at the line of scrimmage. What do you do when a guy like that goes out? How do you function? And he basically said, we're effed. If he goes down, we're screwed. That's most of, you can say whatever you want about the Nick Foles situation that happened in Philly. That is more of an anomaly than it is an actual thing. You know, you can give me Matt Castle went 11-5 when he was in New England when Tom Brady went down. Yeah, but people fail to realize, Matt Castle went 11-5. They didn't make the playoffs. And so when your QB1 goes down, that plan is done. Because everything that you put on the shoulders, on the mind, on who the QB1 is. And now you've had Andy Dalton, you've had Garrett Gilbert, and you're saying you lose your left tackle, you lose your right tackle, and you have all these things functioning. You got the pandemic, and now you're trying to say, how the hell do I keep this thing afloat? And it's unfortunate that we're in a situation, and it's the Dallas Cowboys, and it's the biggest franchise in the world, and everybody's watching, and everybody's expecting great things because you hired this new coach. But people aren't looking into the details of how this thing is built. So they write these articles, and they want to compare a sample size of what this team was early on when they had their starting quarterback to what they are now to last year and Coach Garrett, who's had a full roster, who's built the roster, who's built the players, who's programmed the players, who's everything that they had in there to a year ago. So sometimes these articles that are written, they leave out those facts, and people hang on to well, look at this and look at that, and how come it isn't what it is this year like it was last year? And they conveniently leave out all these other things in the process when you're trying to evaluate all these numbers. Say whatever you want and how you have to be able to function and move with a depleted roster. When QB1 goes down, all hell normally breaks loose. And you're seeing it right now.
Okay,
you're seeing it right now.
Okay.
That's good. That's good. You convinced me.
If this dude was trying to write a novel of some sort on one-on-one football and how it's being built and the process and the chronological orders that Jesse wants, we wouldn't be able to do this show, Jess. All right? So the next time you go off like that right there, Shannon, can you cut him off?
Nope.
All right. Nope. Lord, Jesus, it was great what you just told us.
Yeah, it was great.
And our listeners should tweet in and tell you how great a job you just done. But wow, bruh.
You know what?
You just gave your freaking Mike a big pass.
You know what? I like audiobooks, and that was the first chapter of our audiobook, Hanging with the Boys, this Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
December the 1st.
I can't stand y'all. I swear I cannot stand y'all.
With chapter 2.
Put me on. I'm going to the show with Mickey. Put me on the show with Mickey. I'm going to Mickey Shots.
We will be back.
Slow as Mick talk. Slow as Mick talk. You may not get a chance to talk.
We'll be back with the second chapter of Hanging with the Boys, 12-1. Coming at you.
Your family a Cowboys family? Have you taken holiday photos at the Star? Was your wedding theme blue and silver? Have you convinced your kids them is spelled with a D? If so, every game day feels like a vacation to you, so treat it like one. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com. Proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Just like all of you, we at SeatGeek can't wait until we're back in the stands at full strength cheering on the Cowboys and singing along to our favorite songs again. We're using this time to make discovering, buying, and selling tickets to events in Dallas easier. Plus, every ticket purchased on SeatGeek is protected by our buyer guarantee, which means you'll get your money back or better if your event is canceled. Guaranteed. Download the SeatGeek app today, and when the time is right, let's go. SeatGeek.
Grab some OtterBox gear and get ready for Hanging with the Boys. From rugged venture coolers to tough as nails elevation tumblers, we've got what you need to keep your game day drinks frosty and your football feast ice cold. And with cases, screen protectors, and power accessories, you can defend your phone and stay connected to every play. Gear up at OtterBox.com and amp up the fun of every Cowboys game. That's OtterBox.com.
Dear, it's 1908. Don't you think we should get electricity?
And stop using candles to see at night.
It's just electricity lights up the room fast. It's more reliable than candles blowing out, and people seem to love it nationwide.
Well, candles are...
Dear, did you just run into the wall?
Nope. May I have a new candle, please?
Historically, switching to new technology is a no-brainer. Today, it's AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure, and nationwide. Switch to AT&T 5G. It's not complicated. 5G requires compatible plan. May not be in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to Chapter 2 of Jesse Holly, the Gospels rendition of Hanging with the Boys. So you have your special game-watching sweats. Oh, that's adorable. How about you start to value yourself a little and experience the game in comfort without the nacho cheese stains? Upgrade to Tommy John Loungewear. You'll look better, feel better, and maybe claw back some of that old self-respect. Shop loungewear at TommyJohn.com/Cowboys for 15% off your first order. TommyJohn.com/Cowboys. See, Jesse, I can read. I read that all by myself.
It took you 3 years to get it right.
I know. Well, that's a 30-second live read they got me here. But hey, you know what? Anything for Tommy John, anything for Wingstop.
Yes.
Those guys have been with us from the beginning. So,
I need
all
some
right.
Wingstop.
You know what,
too.
Kurt? I was thinking the same thing. I just didn't want to, I didn't want to say it out loud, but I was thinking the same thing.
That sounds good. That'll keep you warm tonight. It's supposed to get cold this week. It is already December, fellas. It is December the 1st. And by the way, it's Tuesday, and I'm taking the rest of the afternoon off, and I'm going to chalk it up to research because the Steelers are playing the Ravens here at 2:30, and I need to watch that game to know what our opponent's going to be for next week.
But think about what you just said. It's
Crazy.
December 1st, and you're just talking about it getting cold. We live in a great place, man. It's December, and you're just like, man, it's finally getting cold outside. It's December 1st.
I know. It's so great.
It's a great thing.
We don't have very many seasons. We don't have the 4 seasons in Texas. We have winter. It goes from 90 degrees, and you have about 2 weeks of 70-degree weather, and then it goes to 30. And then it flips in the springtime. So, what were you saying, Kurt?
I don't know.
He typing, man. Come on, Kurt. Don't be typing during this show, man. I know you trying to do. We know you're trying to write the book with Jesse. You're gonna try to be a ghostwriter for Jesse, but come on, man.
Jesse,
like Chris said, that game's tomorrow, like Chris said. So.
Oh, is it tomorrow?
Yeah, that would be tomorrow.
I thought it was today.
Hey, didn't the Cowboys game get moved?
Yeah, Cowboys are now Tuesday, which is crazy. So
yeah, I mean, isn't this turn out to be more and more like Madden? Just play it when you want to.
Right. Right.
And a cool little fun fact: this will be the very first time that the Cowboys, and it will complete the weekly calendar for the Cowboys. This is the very first time that the Cowboys will ever play on Tuesday. They played on Monday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. I think like a couple times on Saturday. This will be the Cowboys are the first team in NFL history to ever play on every single day of the week.
Interesting.
Wow, Jess. Wow.
Did not know that.
Bringing it.
Put that in the book.
Fun fact.
Jesse talked so much the first segment, Kurt forgot how to talk. He forgot how to speak. Started to talk, asked him what he was talking about.
So he started typing on his deal, like, well, since Jesse's going to talk, I just type and do my job. I got other responsibilities. I'm not going to do it since Jesse's going to talk.
Y'all are crazy.
Hey, is there anything... Kurt brings up another great question. Is there anything that you guys are seeing, being former players, that would lead you to believe that the players are losing confidence in this coaching staff?
No, it's just the season is so long, and it's been so hard for them, and so many injuries have gotten these guys that if you don't have that personal dog in you, it's easy for this thing to overwhelm you. I mean, every time you do something good or every time you do something positive, you don't have a holding. You have somebody get injured. Every time you do something positive, you don't get a 5-yard offside. You get somebody fumbling the ball. So, I mean, when the worst happened to you, and I've been there on the 1-15 season, when the worst happened, man, it's just ugly. And if you ain't got no dog in you, this thing can overwhelm you individually and as a team. And a lot of times it ain't got nothing to do with no coaches. It got something to do with you.
That's a good point you brought up, Nate. The 1-15 team, they asked Jerry on the Fan this morning if he had ever seen a season like this with coaching staff being thrown as much adversity as Coach McCarthy has this week. And he said, yeah, Jimmy Johnson, the 1-15 year. He actually compared this year to the 1-15 year. So do you see any similarities between this year and Jimmy's first year?
Oh, man, the reason we didn't see no similarity because Jimmy was cut. Bye. See ya. We gonna be bad. Bye. Tanking wasn't even an issue because you can't do nothing with first and second year players. I mean, ain't nothing you gonna do with first and second year players. Jimmy was trying to get down to the raw bones, babe. If you could not play, Jimmy did not want you, and that was the bottom line. He didn't hold on to no wasted trash. He was playing you to see could you play. And if you couldn't, bye. It can't do that in today's NFL. It's called salary cap. We can hold the team hostage. You owe me $5 more million guaranteed, so how can you cut me? And if you do, it's going to hurt you and not me.
Do the players that, like this year, like Jesse was talking about, they didn't have a preseason, coach didn't have an opportunity to put in his system. Do they kind of give them a pass then this year, or are they? No, would they be frustrated with some
they're not
of
getting
this?
a pass. If these coaches, and I'm thinking that Coach McCarthy got some of this in him. That's why I'm kind of reluctant to go at him. I think Coach McCarthy got some dog in him, but he just don't want to say nothing right now. I think I think every player that can possibly be gone that they don't feel that can help this team, that ain't under some type of guaranteed money, I think they're going to move him. You have to. Even if you have a bad season next year, you got to move that stuff out of your house, man. If you don't, you're going to be a harder and you're going to be on TV for something else. Come on, now.
Jesse, I was going to ask you that exact question. Do you think this roster will look a lot different, a little different, or about the same turnover that you normally have in an offseason? Do you think they'll clean house like Nate said?
Yeah, I think it'll look a lot different. I mean, we already know that, 53% of your roster turns over every single year? I think it's more than that. I think it'll be more than that. And simply because as a coach, you have to create your own culture. And with this type of coach, this isn't a winning culture. The players aren't a winning culture. And there aren't enough players in here that have, these players that have. Remember at one point in time, this team was the youngest football team in the league?
Yes.
The average age was like 25, 24 years old. Now they're old. Now those guys are like they're veterans, and those guys kind of are in their ways. And that's one of the hardest things to do, is to come into a veteran situation where you have guys that are established guys in the league. They're stuck in their ways. It's so hard to change men that have been in the league and been in a certain situation for so long. And most of these guys have been under the tutelage of Jason Garrett for a large majority, if not all of their careers. So in order for me to be able to get my true feel and my true touch on this team, I gotta get rid of the old. I gotta let that stuff go and now usher in a new, fresh, moldable set of minds and hearts and energy, because the guys that were here have already been set in their ways. And the only way you're able to come in and change that is you got to do a little bit of housekeeping. And some of those guys who have been here and been stalwarts here, you have to find new addresses.
Should we start seeing that now? Have we reached that point? I mean, should guys like Reggie Robinson be playing, or Francis Bernard?
This is the gift and the curse of this season. Because we want to see the Bradley and Nyes and the Reggie Robinsons and all those guys playing. But then you look up and you say, we have the easiest to the schedule left over, and we're still in the punt for the NFC division. Like, that is the frustrating part of this, because you know what's coming in the future. You know that there's going to be a house cleaning in the future. But because that, and again, it is your job to put your team in the best position to win now. And hell, there are a bunch of guys who are still saying, I got playoff bonuses in my contract. There are coaches who have playoff bonuses in their contract, and they're still, even if it's like the Shannon size glimmer of hope, there's still some players who have this kind of hope that, you know what, dog? What if we do get in the playoffs? What if we do get in the playoffs, and can we wreak a little bit of havoc? Again, from the outside looking in, we say, hell no, you can't. But I can tell you, as someone who's been on that side, I believe, because I'm like, yo, if we just do we could be good. We could do this, we could do that, and we could just do these things. And that's the hope that a lot of these guys have in the locker room. And that's the gift and the curse, is that we know what the future holds, and a lot of these guys will be gone as soon as we're mathematically eliminated. The curse is, that's the gift. The curse is, we haven't been mathematically eliminated as bad as we've been. We still are in the hunt to win this division and go to the playoffs.
Did you see the game? Did you see Philly last night? Did you?
Yes. Hey, Chris Beam. Chris Beam. We're doing a show, Chris Beam. We're doing a show in here, Chris Beam. Appreciate you, brother.
Chris. Hey, I love it, Chris. Do your business. Hey, but honestly, did you see Philadelphia? Did you see Philadelphia last night?
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I've been 3-13 and I've been 1-15, and I've seen what bad teams look like. And I've asked Kurt, I said, Kurt, did you watch the game? I say, because a lot of times when you on bad teams like we have right now, and bad teams that I played on, I learned. I usually sell my Super Bowl tickets, but I made up in my mind that, you know what, I'm not going to be sorry anymore. I'm going to go and see a Super Bowl. And I did that one year. I took me, my mom, my dad, and I think one of my brothers. I said, man, we going to the Super Bowl. And because I wanted something different. But you don't have a lot of guys that want something different on this team. They don't want to watch. When you watch the Philadelphias, the Dallas Cowboys, sometime the Giants, sometime the Redskins, the Washington football team, excuse me. Man, how much bad football can you watch? I'm being honest. That's not that turn your stomach sometime to watch that much bad football. That is terrible football.
I found myself last night watching that game, and I don't know why. I felt sorry for Carson Wentz.
Oh my! Nobody was standing around him. He was like a plague.
I was just like, I would not want to be Carson Wentz, right? Like, I don't want, and kudos to him because like everything has been blamed on him, and some of it rightfully so, and yet he's not thrown one player under the bus. He's stepped up, he's took accountability for his terrible he's played. But at some point, like you look at his face, and I was like, damn, man, I would hate to be Carson Wentz right now. Like
he threw some nice passes last night that were dropped, and I said to myself, he went to the sideline, he just kind of looked. Everybody stayed like, oh, he the only one have on a mask, and and everybody's 6 feet away from him. It ain't because of the COVID either. I'm like,
and Philly is not the place you want to be the guy and suck. Like there are far other nicer places where if you suck and you still the guy like QB1, I guarantee you Carson ain't going to the movie theater or to the grocery store because they're not letting him just walk around the city and just do things like that in their way that he's been playing, the way the team look. They will, first of all, they'll cuss you out. Second of all, they might hit you in the head. Like somebody might hit you in the head. That's how nasty Philly is. Somebody might hit you in the head.
They will be driving in their cars and let their windows down and pull their masks down. See me, Carson Wentz, you suck.
Yeah.
They don't care, bro.
Yeah.
Here in Dallas, they'll talk about you behind your back and see you out front want an autograph. Hey, Nate, we love you. You're overweight, but you're all right.
All right, we're going to take our last break so we can pay some bills. We will be back for the final
Kurt
chapter.
Can start back typing.
We will be back for the final chapter of Jesse Holly's Hanging with the Boys right after this.
Just like all of you, we at SeatGeek can't wait until we're back in the stands at full strength cheering on the Cowboys and singing along to our favorite songs again. We're using this time to make discovering, buying, and selling tickets to events in Dallas easier. Plus, every ticket purchased on SeatGeek is protected by our buyer guarantee, which means you'll get your money back or better if your event is canceled. Guaranteed. Download the SeatGeek app today, and when the time is right, let's go. SeatGeek.
It's game day. You know what that means. First, kebab prep. Steak, pepper, onion, steak, pepper, onion. Next, a counterclockwise lap around the room. Now the lucky grease-stained jersey goes on. And lastly, the dance. You know the one. This is a game day ritual no matter where you are. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com and keep the tradition alive and well. Hotels.com. Proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Grab some OtterBox gear and get ready for Hanging with the Boys. From rugged venture coolers to tough as nails elevation tumblers, we've got what you need to keep your game day drinks frosty and your football feast ice cold. And with cases, screen protectors, and power accessories, you can defend your phone and stay connected to every play. Gear up at OtterBox.com and amp up the fun of every Cowboys game. That's OtterBox.com.
Dear, it's 1908. Don't you think we should get electricity?
And stop using candles to see at night.
It's just electricity lights up the room fast. It's more reliable than candles blowing out, and people seem to love it nationwide.
Well, candles are...
Dear, did you just run into the wall?
Nope. May I have a new candle, please?
Historically, switching to new technology is a no-brainer. Today, it's AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure, and nationwide. Switch to AT&T 5G. It's not complicated. 5G requires compatible plan. May not be in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
It's December. Welcome back to the Jesse Holly Show, the final chapter audio book, audio podcast. Hey, December the 1st, don't miss the virtual Christmas extravaganza presented by Albertsons and Tom Thumb. The most electrifying holiday show of the season can be watched on Dallas Cowboys Facebook and Twitter on December the 11th and the 24th at 6 p.m. Central, or on demand at dallascowboys.com/Christmas. We aired it for the first time on Friday, and it's actually really cool. Go check it out. It's a very unique thing. They used to do it live on the plaza at the Star, and now with the COVID restrictions and everything, it is a virtual event, so go check it out. It's pretty nice. All right, fellas.
Nice.
We only got about 6 minutes left in the show.
Hold on. Let me say something right quick like Shannon. Let me say something right quick like, okay?
Say it.
Jesse, you're not allowed to talk. Let Kurt talk. Shut up, Jesse. Go,
I
Kurt.
don't need to talk. People don't want to hear me talk. People want to hear Jesse has good things to say. He's been in the locker room. He's been on the field. They don't want to listen to me. They want to listen to him.
Just edit some more stuff to Shannon. Should Jerry be the owner of a $10,000 million yacht, or should it be?
I definitely ain't asking that.
Well, let me tell you what I think about Jerry owning this yacht. No, I'm playing.
I tell you what, man, I love my owner, and whatever he say, I go along with it.
Hey, fellas, we are going to get ready because Friday it's National Cookie Day. We are going to get some free cookies from Tiff's Treats delivered to your front doors, and we will eat them on the show live. Yes. How do you think about that?
Oh, good cookies.
I like that.
Hey, y'all see my teeth, man? I got to go all the way to Gunther to get these beautiful white teeth cleaned, only to come back and mess them up with some cookies.
Yes.
Thank you, Shannon.
Where's Gunther at? I've never heard of Gunther before. Where's that at?
It's on the other side of Prosper.
Oh,
Prosper is the new rich development being developed.
You know they got dentists here in town. Why you got to go out there?
Well, no, I got this certain young lady who cleans my teeth, man, and she gives me honest space. She gets up in there. You know, she jams it up in there real hard. And, you know, I like pain, and she like diddling it out. So,
and this is the dentist. Lady.
Yeah. This is the hygienist that helps. I can't even think of the young lady name. Hey, sweetheart, what's the young lady name who helps me out at the dentist place? Her name is Kim.
Kim, okay. Thanks for jamming it up in there with Nate, Kim. Appreciate that.
Well, I tell it right here. I have enjoyed this show, fellas, and because Kurt asked a great question, Jesse gave a great answer, and me and Shannon just enjoyed it.
Nate, I don't understand why you act like you didn't talk the first 7 minutes of the show.
Why are you counting? See that? I knew Jesse was counting. I always felt he was counting.
Well, no, because I'm looking at the clock and I'm saying, well, will I get a chance to get a word before we go
Jesse
to break?
Counting, Kurt.
I want to make
that's
sure
not right.
I want to make sure that
Shannon,
I get this
that's
before
not
we go to
fair.
the break.
That's not fair, Shannon.
You know why Jesse was watching the clock? Because Jesse was like,
why is that?
So Nate's gone 1 minute, okay, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5, 7 minutes. So that means I got to go 14 minutes because he's got to double everybody up on the show. So that's why he's watching the clock. He's like, Nate gets 7 minutes.
Hey, Shannon, quickly, hold on, Jen. Quickly, when are you going to give us another update on your new experience with the fans at the stadium because there's more people now? So, Jess, go ahead on.
Yeah, no, we don't want to hear about that. But yeah, as long as we have an understanding that I am going to talk, we good. As long as we on the same page, man. That is the best part about relationships. As long as there is an understanding. There's never any conflict.
And see what makes me mad is Kurt don't let his dogs bark no more. I'd rather have a dog's bark than to have the thing. The computer doing. So go get the dogs, man.
Yeah, I can call them in.
While we have some time left, I do have to talk. This is an important talking though.
Okay.
But this is Holly's Helping Hand charity. You guys know I do this every single year. I've been doing it like the last 10 or so years. And so we opened up the donations yesterday. We'll be taking donations for Holly's Helping Hand up until December 19th. For the new viewership, for the old viewership, I have a charity called Holly's Helping Hands, and I find families in the DFW area who are in need. And man, listen, we've all been a part of this year, and we know that there's a ton of families who are in need this holiday season. And so basically, I need y'all money. I need y'all money. This is me being real, because we want to bless some families this year. No kid should wake up on Christmas without a gift underneath the tree. I was a kid who had to experience that, and I vowed that whenever I got into a position that I would be able to help. And I've been doing this for 10 or plus years, and it's been great, and we've touched hundreds of families, and I want to continue the tradition. And so I need your help. And if I've ever made you laugh, if I've ever made you cry, if I've ever made you cry from laughing or laugh from crying, or you hate me, or I've given you information or any of that, if I've ever done anything to your life in a positive way, I think I'm asking humbly for you to donate. And don't think because, hey, all I have is $5 or $10 or whatever. Like, that can go such a long way in helping people this season in need. So don't think because I don't have much. Any and everything helps. And if you're not in a position to give this year, offer a prayer. Pray for me, pray for our donations. Pray that there is someone out there who sees it or hears it and wants to donate. So you can hit me up on Twitter at Mr. Fourth and Long. The link is in my bio. That's at Mr. MR4T, number 4 THANDLONG at Mr. Fourth and Long. Or you can just email me and I can send you the link that way at Holleys, HOLLEYS, helping, HELPING, hands, HANDS at gmail.com. And we want to just bless as many families as we possibly can this holiday season. So this is we started yesterday, and today is Giving Day. Today's like National Giving Tuesday or something like that. So
yes,
what a great day to do so.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome.
Love it.
I will go give you $5 of my hard-earned money. $10 from this show.
Thank you.
$10 that I earned on
I
this
appreciate it.
Shannon, give me a little something. I'll see you when I see you.
I still like the what was it?
What's wrong with it?
What we called it last year was balls of holly. Didn't we come up with that?
Yeah.
yeah, balls of
curve. Leave it up the curve.
Balls of holly. What a great season. Balls of holly.
Hey, Jesse,
Halls with balls of holly. Yes.
With all the COVID stuff this year, is there anything like we can do, like us physically, as a show, as a group? Can we donate our time or anything like that, or do you just want the money?
Well, I want the money, but there'll come a point in time where we actually have to go and shop for these kids. So
okay, I'm in.
I partnered up.
I'm in. Let us know what day. Okay. Give us a day we can all go shopping. Okay, I'm serious.
All right,
do that, Jess.
I will.
Yep.
We'll start working on that. I mean,
I have the date already, Nate. But it's not for. I don't need 100,000 people to show up. We know we a big time show.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'll reach out to those who want to help.
Unless they bring $100,000, then we can have
y'all. Now you bring $100,000. Listen, you bring whoever you want. You know what I'm saying? You talk about deck the halls. You bring $100,000, you can do whatever you want to Jay Holly.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Whoa.
Yeah, but I'm just saying when we get off Twitter that date, so we can try to work around it and be a part of that.
Jesse Holly will do stuff for money if it's for his charity.
Absolutely.
That's right. Balls of Holly. I mean, Jesse Holly.
Let's do it up, man. Let's do dinner. Let's do an early dinner and then go shopping for some folks. That'll be fun. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. Wow.
Chris Beam, you got to show up this time.
Shannon, you're so smart.
Let's do it. All right, fellas, we got to get out of here. Tomorrow we will be back. You know what? Maybe we'll have chapter 4 of Jesse Holly's audiobook, Hanging with the Boys. You'll have to tune in to see.
Come get this good word.
Jesse.
Come get this good word. Come on.
Jesse, Nate, Kurt, Chris, thank you guys. We will see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place. Free cookies on Friday. We eat cookies on Friday. Wingstop for presenting the show, and thank you to all of you for listening. It is the Christmas season. It is December the 1st. It is National Giving Tuesday.
This is the Christmas season. Be balls of holly.
Let's go.
Go give Jesse some money and see if he'll do stuff for it. All right, fellas. See y'all tomorrow. Peace. Later.
Peace.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!